Whoa, I just did a very, very long video. One of the longest I've done, like some 45-minute rant, but it's more than a rant. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about a realization that I had around one of my shadow aspects of self. And so we're here, I'm here with my beautiful wife in beautiful Montana. And she's a bit worried with the bears. I know she wouldn't mind me saying this. So we went to a ranger to figure out what hike we were going to do. By the way, yesterday we saw a bear. And I mean like 10 feet away, saw a bear. 10, 12 feet away, the bear was on our track, on our trail. And that was epic, but that's another conversation. And we kept trailing and trekking. We ended up going for like a 5.5 hour hike. She's a boss. My wife's amazing. Christine's amazing. But here's the thing. She likes to ask a lot of questions, right? And I get frustrated when she's asked because she wants to have all the information because it helps her feel safer. That's the way she processes parts of her life. And that's not wrong or right. It's just not necessarily the way I do it. I do ask a lot of questions, but I just do it in a different way. But I was finding that it was triggering me. It was triggering me that she was asking all these questions. Like, why is she asking all these questions? It's pissing me off. Stop asking all these questions. But it wasn't her, it's me. So I went deep into me while we were walking. And I had this revelation, this realization. And this is the importance of shadow work, right? Because then we stop being in our stuck unconscious patterns that we keep perpetuating and projecting onto others. As a kid, my father didn't let me do a lot. I felt very restricted as a kid. I wasn't allowed to play with my friends. I wasn't allowed to visit friends' houses. I wasn't allowed to have sleepovers. It was really tough. And he would ask all these questions to my mum, and my mum would, answer them, and he would say, no, not happening. And so part of it was like, the more he would ask questions, the chances of me doing stuff would be no. And so there's this unconscious association because we're tethered, we're connected to our intimate partners of when Christine is asking all these questions, I think there's going to be a no with respect to what I want to do. And so my little boy comes out and gets all worried and in pain and starts to panic. And I project that on Christine by getting frustrated and agitated with her and saying, why are you asking all these questions? Getting angry at her, and I don't want to be angry at her, because it's my stuff. Now, another thing that I found interesting was that after a while, particularly into early teens, my mum would start almost lying to my father, or she would do it so he wouldn't ask all these questions. She'd position it that way. And I witnessed that, and I think that's part of where my lying came from. Being in the shadows, like lying so much in my life, I picked that up from that parental dynamic and thought, well, I made the association, well, if I'm lying, then I get what I want. So I'll just live in the shadows. They were big realizations for me. Massive realizations for me. So my question to you is, where are you living in your shadows, in the nuances of your shadows? Where are you hiding? Because when we hide, it has an impact on ourselves, on our path, on our families, our children, our communities, our society, our world, and we're seeing that play out today in what is happening in the world today. So where can you embrace that deeper version of yourself? Go into the shadow and explore that, because there's some value there. I mean, that's already immediately that has brought us closer together. And I get to work on some stuff and clear some old baggage, and take responsibility for it as a fucking man in healthy masculine energy. Taking responsibility and ownership is paramount. Power and blessings.